Okay, so everyone, welcome to FitChicks Chat. I am Amanda Quinn, and I have our very special guest today, Jillian Michaels, on our podcast. Um, Jillian, I don't think that you need an intro at all, but for anyone, she is our world-renowned. She's a world-renowned fitness expert, nutritionist, business owner. So, I mean, and I'm going to try really
My
hard.
friends, just making sure that they're acknowledging
We know.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to try throughout this interview not to like fangirl really hard because even as a fitness owner, I'm like, this is like a really big deal to me because I
Oh,
adore you. Yeah.
thank you so much.
But so I really wanted to talk to you today because as a big fan of yours as well, like throughout the years, I have followed your career and I have followed you in terms of like everything that you're doing from a fitness side. I think I own every single one of your DVDs and everything else. And I think that it's really important that our listeners kind of just hear from you and know like about, your take on sort of training from at home because I think that there's kind of like this negative sort of thought around like that you have to be at a gym in order to get fit and you have to do these things in order to get fit. So I really wanted to talk to you about sort of that idea of like working out from home, what that means, how that works. And so to start off, I guess, in terms of like consistency and routine, that is like, as you know, the number one thing, right? Like you have to be consistent in order to get results. So
Absolutely.
in your sort of world, because you are busy, what do you do? Like what does that look like for you personally in terms of like trying to fit a routine, trying to figure it all out?
Right. Well, I kind of joke around. I call it the 12-hour rule. And
Okay.
I tell people that if they can find 12 hours a week, they can make it work. It won't be perfect, but they can make it all work. And people scoff at that. But when you think about it, okay, if you're awake for roughly 16 hours a day,
Right.
7 days a week, you get up somewhere in what's the math on that? It's like 140 hours or something. You can find 12. And so it's like one week you get your roots done. The next week you go, you get your checkup at the OBGYN. And then you've got 4 half hours to work out. You've got a date night in there. Like 12 hours a week, I find I can make it all work for just you, right? Not the
Right.
kid time, not the work time. That, even if you're putting in a 60-hour work week, you still have 80 hours to play with. And then if the rest is family time or house dealing with managing crazy, that's kind of the number. So I think if you can get 4 half hours in of solid fitness, you're in good shape. And if you don't have drive time, because for some of us it's 40 minutes to an hour to get to and from the gym,
Totally.
you work it at home. Then you
Yeah.
can use all kinds of apps. I mean, there are a million different options. So, body weight training, a pair of dumbbells, you're good to go.
Definitely. No, I agree with you. And I like what you're saying about the idea of, it doesn't have to be an hour. I think we're so set in like that idea, that old school mentality of like, I got to get an hour in order to make it count. But the whole approach now, and I think that this is sort of where fitness is going, is more around the idea of doing HIIT training, high intensity intervals, shorter amount of time. But you just got to work your ass off during that period of time. Like you got to work really hard. You got to make it count. And so, breaking away from that, what would you say is sort of your ideal breakdown of like cardio versus strength? Because that's also the big question people always have, right? Like, how much cardio do I do? Am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough, etc.?
I don't do cardio unless I'm like, oh, I've worked out a lot and I need a recovery day, but I really want to burn calories.
Right.
I use a 5-minute cardiovascular warm up, just to help prevent injury and prepare my body for exercise. But the way that I train myself and other people, no need for cardio. I like to condition my cardiovascular system by doing resistance training
Right.
in swift succession.
Right.
Kill
No,
two
and
birds with one stone.
I agree with that 100%. I think, being a new mom and being at home, and that's sort of like my thing is like I literally sometimes have like a 20-minute window, a 10-minute window to get stuff in. So I've got to like make it count. So it's like Tabata training, throwing in like a couple of like strength Tabatas, et cetera, and that kind of thing. Because I think it's important. But I think that again, as I said, like I think people are so stuck on the idea that they have to like commit to like an hour of cardio. And so I'm so glad that we're kind of getting rid of that mentality of like going to the gym, following the same routine over and over again. So that's also something that people fall victim to, though, is they go to the gym or they're working out at home and they do the same thing over and over again because that's all they know, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like they just, yeah, like it's just easy because it's like, okay, that's what I know, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go on the treadmill. So what would you say to those people? Because I know, like for you, you have this amazing app that's out now. And I gotta tell you, and again, I'm not trying to be like weird fangirl. I'm just being real. I actually really like your app because it's easy to use. There are so many options. You have like the customized workouts. I just did the Slim 60 this morning. Like I fit it in, right? Like
One.
it is.
That's one of the hardest ones. That was brutal.
Yeah, but I like it. Like I like working hard because I like to know that I'm making my time count.
Oh, you
And
are. That one's hard.
but I love the app because it not only like you can listen to it, you can, and if you're not familiar with the exercises, you can actually see the videos, et cetera, that go along with it. So in terms of like having your app, like what sort of made you, I guess, develop it? What do you think it makes it different from all the other apps out there? Because I think that it's a really good piece of equipment that people can use and simplify to do it at home or at gyms, etc.
Sure. Well, when we look at content and how people are ingesting content, in truth, apps are the future, right? Because you can create an exercise on a DVD, which is now becoming obsolete, and it becomes a digital recording that you can stream. And we have
Mm-hmm.
that. There's a company called Fit Fusion, and all my workouts in DVD form, follow along, cut, print,
Mm-hmm.
ta-da, exist on that platform and a host of others, so
Right.
that's great. Follow on content, fantastic. But what's cool about an app is that it's dynamic. You can evolve it, you can grow it, you can interact with it, you can utilize your smartphone features. I can say like, wow, one of the things we're working on within the app is I can give you every DVD I've ever created, but
Yeah.
instead of saying, oh, it's an ab program, I got 2 workouts, I'm giving you 12 in the app. I can
Mm-hmm.
train you the way I would actually train you. So
Right.
it's like, oh, we're going to do these muscles on these days, and then we've got a recovery day here, and then we're going to do this. Like, there's a 5K program, there's a bounce back postnatal program,
Yes.
there's abs, legs, whatever you want to train, there's a program for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can also tell me it's too hard, it's too easy. I want to listen to my own music. I talk to you throughout the entire workout. You can pick your meal plan. You can swap out recipes,
Yeah.
and I can add to it. So it's like I added the Dad Bod program, the pescatarian meal plan, and now we're utilizing features from your smartphone where I can see, hey, you didn't drink enough water today. Hey, I
That's
see
so
you didn't
cool.
eat well last night. We're gonna dial back the workout today. Hey, I see you're in this area. There's a great park. Why don't we go work out outside? So it literally is like I can be your personal trainer,
Yeah.
closest thing in the world. But really, I think it's like $8 if you buy annual. I think it's like $6 a month. And I mean, it's like the price of 2 coffees.
Yeah.
And you give everybody the food they need to eat. You personalize their programs. You give them the motivation. You're constantly adding to it and evolving it, and it's cool. Like we're working with
Yeah.
Google on a live feature where if you're a member of the app, I can do live workouts with you. It's awesome.
That's
It's just
amazing. That's very cool. No, and one of the other things I really like was from the nutrition side, you have made it so that the food in there is food that you can buy like at your regular grocery store. Like it's not super like overwhelming, right? Because I think that some of the meal plans that you see that you get out there, they're so geared towards like you've got to go to like 10 different health stores just to pick up everything versus like this morning the breakfast that I was supposed to eat was actually basically like an evolution of the smoothie I already make. So it just made it so it's like it's a simple sort of process in that
I think it can get a little intimidating when people see things like dragon fruit bowls and they're like,
way.
I mean it's one thing when you live in LA and you're like, oh yeah, but I think when you're in the normal town in America and you see like that are just really overwhelming and not easy to get and it's intimidating and it's too avant-garde and yeah, it's like, what can I find? Can I afford it? How do I do it intelligently? How much of it should I eat? What if I'm vegan? What if I'm
Yeah,
vegetarian? What if I'm a pescatarian? What if I'm an omnivore? What if I want to be gluten free? So I've tried to take people's personal preferences, but still incorporate the right calorie allowance for their unique goals on the right quality of food, so that we're getting enough iron and B12 as a vegan, so that we're getting enough phytonutrients and fiber if you're paleo. So, I've worked with chefs and nutritionists and dietitians to make sure that the meal plans are as optimized as possible, but still accessible and affordable.
Amazing. That's perfect. So you touched on Fit Fusion when you were talking about earlier about like working on at home and sort of DVDs because I'm like honestly like a dinosaur in the sense of like I have like every DVD and I still use the DVDs because I'm like afraid of technology sometimes, but that's why I like your app. But also with Fit Fusion, that streaming site is amazing because it's not only your sort of your fitness DVD collection, but it's also other fitness professionals, right? And so why don't you tell us a little bit more about that and why you created that? Because I think that that's something that a lot of people need to know about.
Oh, but we're okay. I lost you for a second, but what I'm pretty sure you said was tell us a little bit more about Fit Fusion, people on it. So,
Mhm.
what I think about fitness is, look, I mean, anybody can go on Instagram, anybody can go on YouTube, and you see the same stuff. It's like, here's me with a band just above my knees doing this and that and this and that, booty, this, that, same move, same everything.
Right.
So, well, number one, is it going to be a unique modality? So, do you have your favorite yogi, your favorite Pilates instructor, your favorite kickboxing person, your favorite boot camper, your favorite HIIT trainer? Usually you do. What's going to make them your favorite? Well, hopefully they're great at their modality of fitness and you enjoy spending time with them. The other thing is, are they actually a trainer? Like, it's more than like 1 minute of moves. Can they carry you through a 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute workout where you're entertained, but you're not getting injured and you're getting results? So I look for personalities that are great at what they do, deliver results, and fantastic at their unique modalities. And I try to cherry pick the people who are best in the space. So whether it's Tara Stiles or Dashima in yoga, or I
Right.
happen to love Dylan Warner, but I have to give that little shout. I think he's incredible. But I don't have him on the platform yet. With that said, there's the Tone It Up girls, and there's Zeus
Mhm.
Life for like boot camp, or whether you want a HIIT workout. We've got a Cassie Ho Pilates workout on there. We have, the I'm on there. You've got just great trainers, the biggest names in the space, all in one place. So I
Right.
look at it like a music festival to a certain extent, right? You've got your favorite names, your favorite workouts, and it's very much like Netflix or Hulu in their original incarnations, where we said, hey, let us put your content on this platform. We're
Right.
stronger together than apart. And we're on Comcast, we're on Amazon Prime, we're on AT&T, we just closed Verizon Fios, we're working
Yep.
on closing Dish. You can also subscribe via Android or iOS, and you can work out on your phone, your computer, cast it to your TV. So any place, anytime, anywhere. And now we're starting to create new content for a lot of those girls on Instagram that I think have a ton of potential that
Mhm.
don't have follow-on content yet. So whether it's,
Right.
I really speak like Jessie Golden, Hannah Bronfman, there's a young girl I haven't even spoken to yet who I think is great named Kaija Fit. Well, that's
Mhm.
not her name, but that's
I know who
who
she is. Yeah.
I think she's great. I love her. I think she's just a badass. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
to watch
She's a
her train.
beast.
She's a beast. She's a
Yeah.
monster. I mean, like, and I watch her train, and I just like, I think how clever she is. I mean, there's a lot of equipment in there, but I just think she's an incredible athlete. I love her vibe.
Mhm.
I anyway. So like it's people like that. I'm like, Lionsgate is no more. They're not making content anymore. Anchor Bay is not making content anymore. Gaiam's not making content anymore.
Right.
So, you can consume her for a minute on Instagram, or how do you take that girl and let her carry the masses through a 20, 30, 40-minute workout? So that's the evolution, the future evolution of Fit Fusion as well, is bringing new names into the space and giving them a platform where they can actually charge for their content instead of feeling like they have to go on YouTube and give it away for free until they don't anymore. Like the Tone It Up girls, they're not on YouTube for free anymore.
Right. No,
That's the
for
goal.
sure. No, and that's great. And I think that being able to give that platform to other fitness professionals is an amazing thing because I think that supporting other people in the industry is really important. Like, and it's not something that's done often enough, right? Like,
It's different for
it's
me. In all fairness, I mean,
mhm.
it is going to be different for me. I'm not a 20-year-old or mid 20s, scrapper trying to make a name for myself amongst. I mean, literally, you throw a stone on Instagram and you'll hit a girl with a couple 100,000 followers, whether they're real or not. I mean, it's like, because for the longest time, as I've been trying to figure out, all right, who's going to be, who's going to be that name? Like, who do we want to develop as a brand? Who do we want to reach out to?
Right.
There's so many, and I can see where they would have a hard time feeling more comfortable with collaboration. For me, I'm old school at this point. I'm the television generation, which is long gone. It was like TV, and then it was YouTube, and now it's Instagram. And so, I'm at a point where I don't need to compete with anybody. To me, I'm far more interested in collaboration, fresh faces, new names, and who's going to speak to not just millennials but Gen Z. Who's going to speak to them.
Right.
And so I don't see it that way. And then that's the hope, is that as we kind of work more together, because in truth, we're going to be forced to. I think that people will appreciate that just because you eat pizza doesn't mean you're not going to eat sushi. You know what I'm saying? Like, my point is, just work out with me doesn't mean you're not going to work out with Tara Styles or Zeus Knight or the Tone It Up girls. And I think people will get more comfortable as time goes on, and they get more secure.
Definitely. No, and I just, like I said, I just think it's really important that people are supporting other people in the industry. Like, even with my company, we have two different facets of my company. I have FitChicks, which is like our fitness classes, but then we also have FitChicks Academy, which is actually an online international certification program to certify people to become fitness experts. And it's getting a lot of recognition because it is specifically like done completely online. But what I'm there for is to, like, I'm so hands-on with all of our students, because I'm like, I need for them to be able to build a business and build a life that they love the same way that I've been able to do, and I'd rather support than hate. Like, that's just how I am.
That's because you're making it happen, so you don't feel threatened. That's why.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Well, so to wrap this up, Jillian, I would love for you for everyone listening, can you give them advice on two different sort of platforms? So one, someone who is just starting out in fitness or just starting on that journey, what would be your biggest piece of advice for them? And then for someone who maybe has been in it for a long time, what would be your piece of advice for them to, like, up the ante, to, like, take it to that next level?
Okay. For someone who's just beginning, honestly, common sense, balance. So I find that people who are just beginning are like, I'm going to do a cleanse, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it's like, you can't sustain that, and you're not learning manageable ways to maintain. So that's where I'm like, listen, it's calories in, calories out. Try to avoid chemicals as often as you can. It's not binge days. It's not crazy diets. It's 20% of your daily calorie intake. Make the treat foods that you like. Try to go chemical free. Move your body at least 4.5 hours a week. And the best workout is the one you're going to do. Oh, hit and this and that and these techniques and peripheral heart action. And sure, I can get crazy into the science, but if you hate it, you hate it. So something you like, something you can do consistently, and add a little bit of variety in there. Very simple as you can make it, and as manageable as you can make it in the beginning.
Right.
As you get more advanced, I would say be sure that you do have enough variety in your routine, because I do think people who are more advanced get comfortable. I love CrossFit. Well, I'm incredible at yoga. Look at me in my handstand, and they kind of stick to that modality, which is not ideal, because you're training the muscles from the same angles of push and pull with the same aspects or modalities of fitness. So it's like, oh, I use speed and power. Oh, I use flexibility and strength. You're not training muscles with various modalities from varying angles of push and pull. So variety, I think, is really important, and constantly upping your game by 10% every 2 weeks. So it's not necessarily more weight, but it could be more reps. It could be more weight. It could be a more advanced version of the exercise. It could be the extension of a lever, so that you're constantly pushing yourself out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it's all about switching it up consistently and changing it so that you're constantly being challenged and never overwhelming yourself, but always getting to the point where you're, like, at least pushing yourself.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jillian, for your time today. Honestly, like I said, this is a huge honor for me. I think what you're doing in the industry is massive. I hope all of your peeps are listening, because it's true what I'm saying. I'm speaking the truth.
I'm sitting over there. You don't appreciate me.
Yeah. No, we do. And I can tell you here in Canada, we totally appreciate you. We adore you. I love you so much, and I appreciate everything that you do. So thank you. And thank you for your time today.
Have a great day, Peanut.
All right. Thanks. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.